English project The Address, done by Shivakumar Gupta. Characters: the narrator Margot Minko, Miss, mother of narrator, Miss Darling, an acquaintance of the narrator's mother, a girl of age 15, daughter of Miss Darling. Introduction: this short story is a poignant account of a daughter who goes in search of her mother's belongings after the war in Holland. When she finds them, the objects evoke memories of her earlier life. However, she decides to leave them all behind to move on. Summary: the narrator goes back to Holland to collect her mother's belongings from Miss Darling at 46 Maroni Street. Miss Darling is wearing the cardigan of the narrator's mother and won't say a word, then shuts the door. Coming back, the narrator remembers that during the war she kept missing household items and her mother downplayed it. But she was observed walking out with a woman one day. The narrator realizes that Miss Darling had taken their possessions for safekeeping. However, after the war, these objects feel strange, representing a lost past. She decides to let go, understanding that memories, not objects, truly connect her to her mother. The narrator remembers how she had always known that Miss Darling, an old friend of her mother's, took their belongings for safekeeping during the war. Promising to return them when peace was restored. However, it so happened that the family was sent to concentration camps and only one survivor remained alive. She visited 46 Marioni Street for her mother's belongings. On her first visit, Miss Darling did not even speak to her. She returns frustrated and is welcomed by Miss Darling's daughter. Inside, she sees familiar objects, crockery, silverware, and tablecloths, but they feel lifeless and out of the place. The memories tied to them are gone, making her realize that material things cannot bring back the past. Overwhelmed by emotions, she decides to leave everything behind, understanding that her true connection to her mother lies in her memories, not in physical objects. The story shows the pain and futility of holding on to the past. The narrator learns that Miss Darling's daughter believes the belongings were bought at an auction. Overwhelmed by memories, she finds the house unbearable and leaves abruptly. Realizing the past cannot be reclaimed, she chose to forget the address and its history, feeling relieved to let go of the burden. World War II through the eyes of German soldiers. Professor Sonke Nizil used sacred transcript of German prisoners of war to create a unique portrait of mindset of soldiers during World War II. What was the problem? For decades after World War II, popular narratives portrayed the German military as blindly following Nazi ideology, reinforced by films and books. Recently, a more nuanced perspective has emerged through works like Downfall and Generation War, which depict the war from ordinary Germans' viewpoint. This shift is based on memoirs, diaries, and interviews that surfaced long after the war. However, it was widely believed that no record existed revealing German soldiers' personal thought and feeling due to military's totalitarian nature. The assumption was that those directly involved in fighting and killing left behind no comparable first-hand accounts of their experiences. What happened? In 2011, Nagel published Zoralten, based on National Archive research, revealing German pause, wartime thoughts, co-written with Haha Welzer. It became a bestseller in Germany, inspiring plays, a TV documentary, and international translations. In 2013, he released Tapping Hitler's General, based on British intelligence transcript showing Nazi military division and awareness of atrocities. His work led to request from Germany Federal Agency for Civic Education to write Das Zeitalter The Valkyries, a school text promoting a nuanced view of the world wars, published in 2014. With 700,000 copies, it was distributed to school, adult education.